Now available exclusively on BET Plus is the compelling new drama All the Queen's Men from Tyler Perry Studios, set inside the world of male exotic dancing in Atlanta and the seedy criminal underworld surrounding it. The first 4 episodes of All the Queen's Men were directed by Kim Fields, who also serves as the series consulting producer. Yes, that Kim Fields, Facts of Life.
Please don't be mad, Mrs. Garrett. It got out of hand, honest. It's not my fault.
And what if my so-called drinking problem had gotten me fired? Whose fault would it have been?
All I did was pass on a little information.
No. What you passed on was some misinformation.
Then why were you bumping into all the furniture?
Well, if you had asked me before, you would have known. I had my eyes dilated at the doctor's office. Everything was blurred.
Then you don't have a problem? Mrs. Garrett, I'm so glad. And don't worry, no one can spread the good news around faster than I can.
And there's my favorite, Living Single.
Khadijah? You went to school with Max. You must know her secret code. Like, what do 3 firecrackers mean?
They mean if Regine doesn't mind her own business, it may blow up in her face.
2 stars and a crescent moon. I'm thinking either this guy was a stellar lover or he was okay for a Muslim.
Fields also currently stars in a hit Netflix comedy series, The Upshaws.
Benny, well set for the Lotus Room, right?
Oh, yeah. You talking about the massage parlor down by the Costco? They shut that down.
No, the party space downtown.
Oh, yeah, I know about that.
He ain't no shit.
It is my honor, my pleasure to have none other than the Kim Fields on the show. Miss Fields, it is an honor to be able to speak to you. How are you?
Thank you so much for all of that. I'm wonderful. How are you?
I am ecstatic to be able to hear your voice. We are the same age, meaning I grew up watching you as far back as Baby I'm Back with Damon Wilson and Denise Nicholas.
Yes.
Sure I do.
You used to go to the park and ride the ponies and throw a stick for the dog?
The dog! I knew we had a dog! Jordan, we have a dog! You're not reading. Connor, Jordan!
And given your mother's career in Hollywood, do you even remember a time in which Hollywood was not in your life?
No, I do not, actually. No, I do not. Because even when it wasn't Hollywood, it was still entertainment. My mother, some of my earliest memories are when I was visiting my mother at the theater when she was performing with Pearl Bailey in Hello, Dolly.
Yes.
Both on Broadway and on tour. So I actually don't know of a time when entertainment and characters and storytelling and creating these wonderful worlds was not a part of my life.
Fellas, well, hello, fellas. It's so nice to be back home where I belong.
When did becoming a director come into view for you? Did you pursue it, or was it something that you were guided to by someone else?
No, it was definitely me pursuing it. It started out, quite honestly, as me not being a part of certain stories or storytelling or being on the radar as a viable option, in my opinion, for different projects and roles in the 90s. And kind of I felt a little bit relegated to, she's already a successful TV actress. Mm-hmm. Or she's fact of life, and so being able to fill the void of wanting to be able to, if I wasn't being invited to the party, then I'll try to start my own party, or find another way to get an invitation.
That's all right. Yep.
So that's how and that's really how directing came on my radar, and I absolutely fell in love with it. And being able to contribute to, breathing life into characters and into the stories and into the world that they existed in.
As you breathe life into the characters and story of All the Queen's Men, it's gritty, it's gangster, it can be vulgar. Tell me more about it.
Well, you've covered a lot just with those marvelous adjectives, to say the least. What I really love about this is the ability to pull the veil back of this world that is usually very taboo, usually just kind of written off as, a male strip club, they're strippers. And nothing could be further from the truth, because it is an art. It is an art form. And even the women who support it, even seeing what their stories are like and what they are about. And then what these two entities, the people on the stage and the people watching and supporting, and really how they impact each other. At the apex is the woman who, kind of spins all of these keys that unlock their kingdoms, which is Madame, and marvelously, phenomenally played by Eva Marcel. And so I love that it's not something that can be dismissed as stereotypical, that we do deal with the complexities of the characters and the different parts of who they are that make up this very wonderful world. And because she is also a boss and a badass, she's got more enemies than friends. Mm-hmm. And so what that's like for her to navigate through is also, something that was really interesting to me.
Excuse me. There are no photos allowed.
Y'all is crazy.
What is your name?
Keisha. My nose is bleeding.
Keisha, my nose is bleeding is no longer allowed in my establishment. Get the out. $60 days in a halfway house and you're free.
I just gotta find a job and stack some money.
You can always work the door at the club. If you're gonna be in this business, you're gonna have to be smart. This business is cutthroat.
This is my money. This is my life.
The kind of money we make, you are mine. My daddy was a gangster. The that I've done, the that I have seen. If I have to come back here, I swear I'm gonna kill everything breathing.
She wanna go gutter, she gonna end up in one.
You obviously don't know who the I am.
Turn around. I wanna look in your face when I shoot you.
You don't want to start this war.
I'm not starting it. I'm winning.
Nothing personal. It's just business.
Keep an eye on her. Let you know when I think it's time to move.
That woman is Satan's sister.
Everything that I do from here on out, I do on my own. All hail the queen.
All the Queen's Men.
Let's get back inside. Show these motherfuckers why we number one.
I'm joined on the line by the lovely Kim Fields, of course, of Facts of Life and Living Single fame, and even presently The Upshaws on Netflix. Well, she's also director of the first 4 episodes of the new BET Plus series, All the Queen's Men, now streaming on BET Plus. And Ms. Fields, I was wondering, since All the Queen's Men is set in a male strip club in Atlanta, and Atlanta, as we all know, is a very vibrant city and one with a number of adult entertainment options. How should I say this? Beyond maybe reviewing the source material of the book, Ladies' Night, how did you do your research for this, Kim Fields? You can be honest with me. Come on now.
Know what you think. First of all, by the time I came onto the project, it was already a year in development. And this was, we were in a bubble. During a portion of COVID, during the 2020 part of the pandemic. So wasn't nobody, in a dark corner in a hat and glasses and trench coat, looking in a strip club and trying to find out what the best, research was. We had wonderful consultants, who are, real male exotic dancers, and every dancer is a male exotic dancer and very successful. And so we had our own consultants right there on set every day to be able to contribute to the script, what they would say, what they wouldn't say, how this would happen, what things were important to them, what the process is from picking the music and the intro and the choreography, and then what life was like. A lot of our stories are from their actual world, So it was really, really very. We wanted it to be as authentic as possible.
My time is limited with you, Ms. Fields, but I am curious about the larger picture, no pun intended, of how Tyler Perry and his studio has allowed these types of stories to be told in a way that I suspect that other studios and other platforms beyond BET Plus would not support. Talk to me about the role and influence of Tyler Perry and his brand on changing how we look at television.
Well, I mean, it's certainly very, very massive, and as evidenced by his mega success, and I mean his comeuppance in terms of the respect of the industry, and that portion has not been any easy feat. To have the respect and the acknowledgement of our industry, because they were very snobbish to him for quite some time,
right,
and not really acknowledging the true trailblazer that he was, and redefining how TV deals were made with companies, how production has evolved in certain aspects. And yes, while there's, with any great success, there comes great backlash and all sorts of things. But at the end of the day, he has made, indelible marks on our industry in terms of how we do things. And then in terms of the audiences, how they view characters, how they have the access to stories and characters that they may not have had before. So it's very evident the mark that he and his team has made and continues to make. And this certainly this was a new process for TPS, and a new brand to put as a part of, to put under their umbrella. And so, we did things differently than some of the other, Tyler Perry projects. And so, I applaud him all the time, but certainly in this moment, because there's a piece of you that goes, well, if I've gotten this far by doing this, you have some executives and CEOs and business people who go, well, why do I need to do anything else? Mm-hmm. And he didn't do that. And I think that that's great.
All the Queen's Men from Tyler Perry. It's gritty, it's gangster, and it's really good. Kim Fields, thank you for your work and your directorial vision. And, of course, thank you for coming on the Mo Kelly Show.
My pleasure. Thank you.
KFI, iHeartRadio.